Listen, y'all, let me get a one if you can hear me. Let me look at the chat and make sure my microphone is doing what it does. Thank you, Divested Dreamer. I want to be where the Nakers aren't. Thank you. Thank you, Katina, Ashley. What's going on with this? Y'all, StreamYard's acting a fool already. Hey, ladies. Happy Friday, and thank you for the ones. We got lovely Lunarian here. Dust Free Black Woman is here. Egypt Thomas is here. KLSB is here. June Brown's wife is here. Listen, hey Riddler, how are you? There's some attitudes going on today. I'm still happy on this Friday, but it's kind of a gloomy cloud hanging over a little bit because, our boy Daniel, the zaddy that protected all the people on the train, got arrested, of course, right? We sort of knew that this was coming. But, ladies, when you look at a society that are arresting protectors, okay, in favor of criminals, let's not forget that this dude made an attempt at kidnapping a 7-year-old girl. A 7-year-old girl. He broke the bones of elderly people's faces, men and women. And we got black women out here and their Donkey Kong apes caping for what they want to paint as some sort of aspiring artist, a Michael Jackson impersonator who doesn't want to do anything but just be great. Yes, he has mental health issues. He's just on there. He's hungry. He's thirsty. Come on, y'all, have a heart. Isn't he human too? So if y'all hear a difference in my voice today, that's why. I'm looking at where all of this is headed. And ladies, it's not looking good at all. I need for y'all to put yourself first, okay? And I need for you to stay strapped. Do you hear me? Because people are no longer going to be willing to put their life on the line, put their freedom on the line, risk not seeing their families for 10 and 15 years just because somebody has you in danger. That is a crazy ass world to live in, ladies. And I'm going to tell you something, it's getting very real. I know we do a lot of joking, we do a lot of roasting and cracking. That's all we could literally do. My husband, right, went on ahead and donated to his legal defense because that's all you can really do. I really wish that the people that were loud and proud in the protection of this so-called mentally ill Michael Jackson impersonator, I wish the people that supported Daniel were just as loud and rowdy as the people that support Jordan are. Okay? Here's the deal. We that are a little bit more civilized, we that got a little bit of pride in our image, we don't want to make a shake out here in public in the real world. We don't want to, be on anybody's world star videos. We don't want the smoke out here in our real life. So we not loud, funky and nasty out here like these people that support Jordan. They are stopping people from going to work. They're blocking the trains. They're doing all types of shit because they have nothing to lose. Their image is fucked. People that support Daniel, though, we have something to lose. We have our image to lose. All we can do is basically vote with our dollar and hope for the best, right? He's being charged with manslaughter. Manslaughter. Think about that, ladies. They're charging this man with manslaughter because he protected multiple people on a train that was in an enclosed space that couldn't run away. They couldn't run away. The train was on the move. How the fuck do you retreat from somebody on an enclosed space? All you can do is subdue the threat. There was no intention on unaliving this man and to shut the left, the mammies, and all of these mentally ill weirdos out here who have a cumulative IQ of 99, to shut them the fuck up. They took this decorated Marine, placed him in handcuffs, and trotted him out there for the Green Mile for the world to see. And he's being made an example of. And I'm going to tell you something. Men that protect, they take notes. What they're going to end up doing is being hermits and only protecting their family members. Because women that look like us are out here fighting for men that hate our goddamn guts. Okay? There's no such thing as a fucking unicorn. All of them are terrible. Okay? And we're going to get into this fucking gynecologist in a second. I just wanted to get some thoughts from the ladies on the panel so that we can go ahead and vent about what just happened to Daniel. This is scary to me, ladies. I'm scared. I'm scared because, not too long ago, I'm like, let's just travel in areas that don't have a lot of black folk, right? Because white men, they tend to protect when they see something going on with somebody that's helpless or a woman or whatever. They see somebody that's at a disadvantaged position. And if there's a threat being posed to them, white men will normally jump in. But if they're going to lose their freedoms for doing so, it's not going to happen so much. And you're going to get your snot box rocked, unfortunately. Aaliyah, you got anything on this? Because this
Well,
sucks, man. It sucks.
it does. And I told you earlier when we spoke, I'm not in a good mood tonight. I have not been in a good mood the majority of the day. So, no, I'm not feeling festive. And the majority of my frustration is coming from just black folks in general. And to be honest, I'm not surprised that they charged him Because, see, nobody wants to listen to all this incessant crying about racism, white supremacy, nonstop protesting, and threats of rioting and tearing shit up anytime they don't get their way. So I guess now where we are, people are just supposed to sit around and wait to be offed completely by these people. And Black folks see no problem with this and will, in fact, show their asses over low life pieces of shit just like they always do. It doesn't matter what type of criminal the person was. And then they have the balls to call people racist for not wanting them around. Why the fuck would normal people want anything to do with this group of fucked up ass people? I know I sure as fuck don't want to be around Black folks who think they had a right to dictate how everyone else responds to their fucked up ass community. Nobody has a right to defend their shit or anybody else's shit, protect their shit or anybody else's shit, fight for their lives or anybody else's. They just want to be able to roam freely, break laws, do whatever the fuck they want, not be questioned about anything, terrorize the fuck out of normal people and normal communities because theirs looks like shit, and then claim mental illness when it's convenient for them. This man should have been given a medal for his bravery, because all the average Black man does is sit on his ass and pulls out a camera and start recording when anybody poses a threat. Instead, they want to lock this man up over a fucking career criminal who threatened everybody on the goddamn train. And y'all still have to wonder why people don't want to be around y'all, nor do they want y'all in their spaces. I know I sure as hell don't. And the women are just as bad. And people are wondering why nobody gives a damn when you get your ass off or you get your ass kicked by one of these things, because you stay defending the wrong bullshit. You never know what he was planning on doing. And then expect people to give a damn if someone like this would have pulled out a blade and stabbed one of you to fucking death, and then hop on the fucking internet talking about you're the most disrespected and unprotected. Get the fuck out of here. I do know that I am so fucking glad that I don't have to take public transportation where they openly assault women in public and nobody ever does anything. But as soon as something like this happens to one of them, here y'all dumbass bitches come. And see, I'm done with it. I'm done with it because this whole narrative and this picture they trying to paint, I'm just not digging it. You want to sit up here? They've never done anything. They were always innocent angels. They were always saints who just had a few problems. That's all. You know, never mind the fact that these motherfuckers walk around with rap sheets longer than our arms, whole fucking career criminals. But yet and still, this was still a human being. He was a saint. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just sitting there minding his own business, and these racist white men just came in and jumped on him and attacked him for no reason and put him in a chokehold for no reason, and that resulted in his death. He wasn't doing anything. He just had a few mental problems, and that's just it. And I just hate it when they try to spin that narrative like these motherfuckers were innocent and they weren't doing shit. Okay, they never did anything to provoke the response that they got, right? That's what we're doing. They're always innocent. I mean, fuck that shit, man. I'm tired.
Gene, I see you in the back. Give me a second, dear. Oh God, I really hate that this is happening. Like I've told you ladies before, something catastrophic is going to have to happen before things start to really change. And I've warned y'all that catastrophe is on its way with the way they're dumping these people into your so-called communities, right? The crime is getting ready to get really bad, ladies. It's getting ready to get really bad. And I saw someone in the comments say that she hopes we talk about the Chicago cop that got taken up out of here by these nakers. And she was very accomplished, very beautiful girl. I don't give a fuck if she was ugly as horse shit. I'm just saying she had things going on for herself. And the media took what, 3, 4 days before they were willing to share the mug shots of them stupid bastards that killed her. This is what I mean when I tell you that they're protected. That woman got gunned the fuck down in front of her home. And it took them forever to show the mug shots. And I saw mammies in comments talking about, they taking forever to show these mug shots because it's probably some fucking white boys out there that did this shit. Ma'am, no, you don't believe that. You just being extra for no reason. Snapper, what you got?
Hey y'all. Yeah, I feel the same. When I saw the headline, I felt very disheartened about the arrest of that hero on the subway who intervened, and thankfully the passengers were unharmed. Had he not, who knows what would have happened, because as we all who have common sense are aware, people who have nothing to lose and announce that they're willing to do life in prison, that's a severe threat, that they're willing to do anything just to get back to three hots in a cot. So shout out to our zaddy hero, and I really am hoping that he will make out well, just as Kyle Rittenhouse did. And I'm just gonna keep hope alive as far as he goes.
Yeah, Kyra, I was had to throw my leg over the hubby last night and explained to him we got to give to this person. My husband gave directly to the lawyer. Go ahead, Kyra.
Good evening, Deezy. Good evening, ladies.
Hello.
So, two things. You remember one of the things our detractors say is that divestors are going to put more and more Black women in danger. Meanwhile, as we see from the results of this, it's these mammies and these loudmouth fight the power hoes that are going to put all of us in dangers. All the Black women, all the Black girls, because like DZ said, they're going when you get into an issue, usually you can depend on a zaddy to help you, whether you get a flat tire or some real shit pops off. Now, they're probably just gonna keep it pushing because, these loudmouth mammies are advocating for a mentally ill Michael Jackson impersonator, just like they've advocated for Saint Fentanyl.
So
I,
go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you was done. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
oh no, I just have a question, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a Tyrone also choking out Neely?
Absolutely.
So was he charged?
No.
Oh, so mm, okay.
Yeah.
I just
So you
wanted to ask.
so you know what this is about. It's completely about keeping that victim car. And y'all, this is getting ready to cost y'all a lot. Ladies, stay strapped, whatever your state allows, because you're going to have to defend yourselves. There's going to be less and less people willing to help. They're going to keep going, and I'm happen to be one of them. I'm going to have to keep going. I'm going to have to keep it moving because I'm not willing to be separated from my husband and my adult children because I don't want mammies protesting the fact that I helped a motherfucker get the fuck up off of her. Less than 2 years ago, I'd have been willing to fuck me a motherfucker, clean the fuck up about a Black woman. But here's the deal. Once you get saved, will you get up and admonish me because I hurt the person that hurt you? Because that's what it looks like. You run back to these people every goddamn time. Y'all, they are making it to where it's going to be it's going to be uncontrollable. You talk about a pandemonium, baby. This is what's happening right now. People let this shit go too far. All of this so-called, expression, let the kids express themselves. Stop, policing people's ideas and policing people's sexuality and policing all. We have turned into a left clown show where literally somebody can jump on a train, threaten everybody on the fucking train and say they're willing to go to jail, they're willing to die that day. And somebody just puts them down and wait for law enforcement to show up. And he happens to not survive that takedown. And we take the Marine to jail. You wonder why nobody wants to join the military? You wonder why nobody wants to help you? This is why. And like Aaliyah just said, I don't want to hear about you being the most unprotected. You getting ready to see what not being protected looked the fuck like. You know what it was when it was in the community. But baby, coming down the line, motherfuckers pulling over to help you change your tire. Nope, because you might have one of those dusties in the goddamn passenger side willing to go ahead and rob him for simply being a good Samaritan, making sure your Black ass got a new tire or at least a goddamn donut on your fucking car so you can be on your merry way. Those days are coming to an end. Society is changing, and I am strapped. Stacy is ready, and y'all better get y'all a Stacy to protect yourselves.
And
Okay?
see, to answer Kyra's question, they can't acknowledge the Black people that were involved in that, because if they were to do that, then that means they got to throw their race narrative completely out of the window, because that means that, see, this is all about going after the white dude. See, it's that they need that race to be the primary factor, because that's what's gonna drive this home. So if you acknowledge that he wasn't the only one, that it was actually Black men involved in this too, then they got to remove that race aspect from it, and then it don't seem that bad. See, that's why they got to keep this shit going. That's how they keep the bullshit going. They're not going to mention anything about the other participants because they're not. Now, had it all been a group of white dudes, like I said, coming here to just put him in a chokehold for no good reason, then that's because that's the way they're trying to make this sound. If you listen to the way they're describing this, he was just some misunderstood, misguided individual that had a few problems, and I guess apparently he was just sitting there minding his own business, and they just did this for no good reason. Is that's really what they're trying to make?
That's how they painted. Like he was on there just going he, and then a big bad nasty racist came on and was like, I don't like Michael Jackson, and just started choking the fuck out of him. What the fuck? That's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that you cannot defend anything now. Not your property, not your significant other, not yourself. Nothing.
And I wanted to make a point about the mentally ill excuse that they like to throw out. Okay, let's say someone is truly mentally ill. If they attack you, are you any less dead or maimed? No. So, hey, to me, when someone's mentally ill, we're just debating about the type of institution to put you in. Like, is prison okay for you, or do you need a specialized prison? That's really all I'm about. And y'all, people saying that, oh, Neely was mentally ill. Neely was mentally ill. If he decided to go ham on that train, those people would have still been just as hurt. In fact, they could have been hurt even worse because DZ can tell from her nursing experience, when those people can be in their delusions, they can be souped up, geeked up on some real strength.
Listen, I'm about to look through my insurance profile and see what psychiatrist is covered by my insurance, and I'm fixing to make a motherfucker diagnose me with something. I'm getting ready to go get diagnosed, because if I had to put one of you motherfuckers down, I'm just gonna say I'm mentally ill. Y'all, if that's what you got to resort to, go and do that. See who is a participant in your insurance coverage. Sit there and act a damn fool in the office, right? Say all types of delusional shit. They'll diagnose you with something before you leave the fuck up out of there. Something. It might be something low level. Get the shit on paper, and if you got to put you a motherfucker down, put them down. All of us could be mentally ill around this bitch. How about that part? Then we can't use it as a defense against each other no more, because I'm tired of this shit. Real spill. Let me put this banner up, and then we getting ready to get into this nasty ass fucking gynecologist. KLSB, is this your real account?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I just had a thought, and I was thinking about earlier about who wants to be an MJ impersonator. Do you guys know when that man was on his last legs, how he left out of here and all the prosecution that he faced in his later years? Like, who wants to be that? Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, he's fucked up in the game. We went over all of his rap sheet and all of his, instances on 2 lives ago. Shane, is this your real account? Shane Dolan, is this your real account, ma'am? You're on mute if you didn't know. All right, Shane, I'm gonna throw you in the back. Let me move this banner. Here we go. So, y'all, this right here, this milk dud head piece of shit, and you bitches out here that keep talking about not all black men, it's all of them. It's all of them. Let's do it a third time. It's all of them, right? From the dusty motherfucker that's begging outside the Quick Trip, to your gynecologist, to your presidential candidates. This is Dr. David Moore. William David Moore, to be exact. He's a gynecologist, okay? He is a unicorn amongst unicorns. I'm talking about, this is Kang unicorn. This motherfucker was involved in so much shit. Anything positive you can think of, he was involved in it. Let's look at his sheet, shall we? This airbrushed ass picture. You wait till you see what he looked like for real, for real. Listen, William Moore has been a doctor for many years, a gynecologist, a well-renowned one, well-respected in both communities that he lived in. He went on ahead and graduated from medical school in Pittsburgh, okay? He went on ahead and moved to California, practiced out there for 16 years, did a good job out there. He developed this empowering program for youth, for at-risk youth. He was there for the babies. He loves animals, all this shit. Listen, his website is still up. If you want to go through all the wonderful things that Dr. Moore has done, since he's become a physician, i.e. a goddamn gynecologist. Let's keep the 2 coochie minimum in mind, by the way. He's married with 3 children. He has 9 grandchildren. Okay? When you go to your gynecologist, you are in a position where you are vulnerable. You lay back, you put your legs in them stirrups, and you hope that your person that's doing your procedure, whatever that is, whether it be putting an IUD in, a pap smear, whatever, any kind of exam, you hope that they're professional and that they do what they need to do. There was nothing that he wasn't a part of. He actually spent some time overseeing other people's licenses, like the board of nursing, right? This is his other team members from his office. By the way, couldn't help but notice that when it's time to give jobs, right? They don't fuck with you. His entire staff was them. I had to put that out there. Couldn't help but notice it. Had black female patients, of course. But when it's time to put a little bit of money in your pocket and help with like unemployment in the community, you will be left out when it comes to a Dusty. Why? Because they don't like you. I told you that a million times. Let's keep going. This is his office. It is permanently closed the fuck down, and you getting ready to find out why. Ladies, you do not have to shop black. You do not have to keep that money in the community. You don't have to do none of that shit. I know the hoteps and the pro-black people tell you to shop black and try to, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's a bunch of nefarious people in that community that are willing to do some fucked up shit. Now, trigger warning. This will be your only warning. Because if you know Dusty's, you know what he did before I even tell you. Okay, let's go. This is what he really looks like, and this is him sitting at his suspension meeting. They suspended his license. He didn't have anything to say. He looked down almost the entire time. Now, during exams and during vaginal deliveries, his dick was on hard the whole time. Let me go to the let me look over here at the comments. Fuck this shit. Let's look at the comments. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. This is disgusting. It's atrocious. It's the thing of nightmares. Those of you that have children or have ever had a pelvic exam, you know damn well that you are in a vulnerable position. Ladies, it got so bad that those women that I just showed you that's part of his staff had to put things like blankets, right? His laptop and anything they can find over his lap so that the patient wouldn't see his dick on hard while he was either delivering their baby or doing a goddamn exam. Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Aaliyah, you got anything so far before we go any further?
Yes, the naked unicorn who is also the doctor. So he must somehow be Zeus, king of the gods, and can do whatever the fuck he wants, including inappropriately, touching people, because that is his job after all. Because I'm sure that's what was getting his dick on hard, the fact that he knew he was about to look up into somebody's cooch. Hell no, I would never want one of these things examining me, touching me, attempting to stick anything up in me, because they have to use speculums and all kinds of Q-tips to get the cultures and everything. I don't want you looking up at me or anything else. Keep you, your dick, your hands, and everything else far the fuck away from me at all times. I don't trust anything about them, not personally or professionally. This thing has almost 100 victims, and Blackistan will still be making excuses for somebody like this, mind you, no matter the situation. I'm just wondering under which circumstances do they ever feel like these things should have their asses thrown in jail? When is that ever warranted? And y'all have to wonder why we say mammies are equally as dangerous as they are. You'll still have these types of women defending him simply because he is a black man. Fuck the 83 women that he made feel violated and uncomfortable while sitting here getting a hard on while you go
and counting, Aaliyah. They're expecting more victims to show up. You wait until I show you. You don't know how right you are about mammies defending him. Keep going.
And that's how sick that's how sick they are. They sitting up here. You're supposed to be working, but you're sitting up here, I guess, thinking about the thought of you about to look in somebody's cooch or stick some in somebody's cooch, and you sitting up here happy as hell, ain't even trying to hide the shit. No type of professionalism, nothing. See, because I'm not surprised, because when it comes to shit like this, The narrative is they're just trying to ruin a good, strong, educated black man, right? And y'all think that these are the type of bitches that I feel any type of connection with, people that would sit up and defend some shit like this just simply because he's a black man. And this man has offended close to 100 people at this point with his perversions. Kiss my ass.
Look, y'all, it says, and I'm good. I can't wait to talk to Snapple and Kyra. Look, he's been deemed a danger to the community after the fact. Ladies, one of the Beckys went to HR at the hospital that he had privileges at and reported these erections that he would have during these exams and deliveries. And they told her, fuck off, get out of the office. And no, you will not be updated on any further investigation. Why? HR be stuck in between a rock and a hard place whenever you got a prestigious, very stellar black man that went to school, who's a doctor, who's helping the so-called community, making programs for children and that type of stuff. Darlings, I told y'all, whenever they want to be around kids, you better side-eye them. Okay? They told Baxter to fuck the fuck off. At least one of them tried to do the right thing and was tired of covering up his erections during these exams. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going. So he was taking pictures, placing them in his iPhone, right? So that he can look at their Kewchie later on. By the way, he told one of his patients, y'all can read this as we go along, are you a virgin? He asked her flat out. She said, yes. He said, do you let your boyfriend give you oral? Now, I don't know what type of gynecologist asks you that type of shit. I don't know how you can twist that narrative or whatever. You're supposed to be asking about sexual activity. Are you sexually active? That's it. That's it. That's all. The style of sex and all that shit there, that's irrelevant. But after she told him, yes, I'm a virgin, he told her, when you come back in here within a year, if you haven't had sex, I'm going to have to manually break your hymen because I can't see deep enough in your Kewchie enough. Did you hear what I said? He said that if you haven't fucked by the time I see you again, I'm going to manually break your hymen. On top of this, ladies, he has done exams with these women with his fingers, no gloves. No gloves. Let me tell you about one of those exams. So he puts his hand in there, glove free, right? He begins rubbing her clit, then instructs her to do Kegel exercises. Listen, Snapple, hello.
I'm
It leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm angry. I'm having a lot of emotions hearing this. Oh, initially, before you went into these details, I was like, of course, here's a story about a so-called unicorn that I have heard nothing about. I have not seen this plastered anywhere. This is so fucking.
You're right. I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Shout out to Kyra for sending
it. Yes. And I'm just, that is just so fucking awful and disgusting. And I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really have words. I'm just very disgusted and
I understand. Where are the bitches that claim they care about women? Where are you? I'm looking for you, whore. Where are you? Oh, are you over there defending the Michael Jackson impersonator and the chokehold? Is that what you're doing? Because almost 100 women had to Kegel on a finger on an ungloved gynecologist. That's assault, ladies. It's assault. You want to keep it black? Black first, shop black, they black, we black, let's be black, blacker than black, black, motherfucking black, fuck you. Kyra, this was your story. What you got?
Well, can you just imagine how vulnerable those women are? Because look, most of us have had a pelvic exam. You have your feet in the stirrups. You can't really go anywhere. Here is this Tyrone fondling your vulva, rubbing your clit, putting what goodness knows whatever, his dirty, nasty fingers that he probably didn't even wash into you. And then, again, your feet are in the stirrups. You're vulnerable. Here he is pulling out his phone to take pictures of your coochie.
Yeah,
for goodness knows what.
Listen, when white people said that black men are hypersexual, ladies, get out your feelings. They are. They are. Is this thing on? All of that shit that y'all heard about your precious kings, it's not lies. There's truth to all stereotypes, bitch. I'm sorry. There is. But to Aaliyah's point, let's scroll after all the details that you just got. It
And
gets
then
worse.
on
Look,
top of that,
look,
go
look,
ahead.
look, look, look now. This fucking mammy, during her whole time on Google, has only left 2 reviews. She got her funky ass fingers together to come and defend. Her name is November Rain. She says, I've had every doctor in Grant County. No doctor will ever compare to this man. He has changed lives and saved lives. And for that, I'm grateful. You see that? Grateful. Ignorant bitches. It's so easy to judge from the outside, but this man has been a hero many and many more times. Listen, then she says, people will do anything for a lawsuit. Hello, pot, meet kettle. Because y'all motherfuckers are filing lawsuits every goddamn day if a cop breathe around a black man. Here we come with mushmouth crump. Did you just say people will do anything for a lawsuit? Ma'am, I don't think you're qualified to even say that statement. You need to go back and undo your review. You need to delete all this shit, in my opinion. But the most important part, you need to go ahead and take away that people will do anything for a lawsuit. Black folks are some of the most litigious motherfuckers on the planet.
DZ, 2 things. One, that is Shane for real in the back.
Okay.
And 2, the ladies in the live chat were pointing out an eerie coincidence. This is like Dr. Cliff Huxtable from The Cosby Show in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, he played an OBGYN on that show. And then guess what happened? We know woman after woman came out making allegations. Well, not making allegations, making statements about what he was really doing.
And this dumb bitch up here, great and full. And see, my thing is,
they dumb as fuck, girl.
I mean, it'd be wrong, and usually be wrong as hell. That's the killing part about it. Like, how you gonna try to call yourself defending somebody, and this is what you spell like? That's what's getting to me. And then his nasty ass sat up there and started asking people about if they ever received oral sex, because his nasty ass was somewhere in the back of his mind secretly praying that she was gonna ask him to do it, because that's what he really wanted to do. That's why he wanted to know that. He saw it.
He asked one of his medical assistants to hold his phone while he held open one lady's Kewchie, right? Because he wanted to get full view. So he's separating both lips and telling her when to click.
Exactly.
Y'all, this is nuts.
Ooh.
This is nuts. Let me bring Shane up here. Go ahead.
It's sad because she actually did it though. As a woman though, you would think as a woman. That's why I say you cannot rely on other women these days. It's sad because if you do, this is the type of shit you get. You would think that somewhere in the back of her mind, you're thinking, okay, well, she a woman. She know how it is. She not gonna be like that. Bullshit.
Yeah, look at this. What out of all the things that Miss November Rain, I mean, because day to day we go to a whole bunch of businesses. Inside of a month, we frequented 30 damn businesses before we even know it. But she took her little time out with her mammy ass to come up there and do one of 2 Google reviews in defense of this motherfucking man. Mind you, she didn't know any of the facts because the allegations happened in January. You see that Google review happened 3 months ago, which in Google terms happened right after the allegations came out. To be honest with you, all she saw was that it was a black man, and she said they lying. 100 people lying, but the king, the labia king around this bitch, y'all. I look, I'm real sensitive about the Kewchie. I'm real sensitive about it. That's why I tell y'all, don't give it to folk, especially black males. Don't give it to folk. That's that's supposed to be real personal. That's supposed to be one of your prized possessions. And anybody that get that shit, they should be amazing, right? Listen, this triggered the fuck out of me. Laying back on the table, naked from the bottom down, shit, sometimes all the way naked with that paper fucking gown on because they fixing to come and play with your titties too. Hello, you are in a very vulnerable position, and he is sitting there putting your IUD, excuse me, rock goddamn hard. Hey Shane, how you doing?
I'm great, DZ. Hey ladies, how y'all doing?
Awesome.
Well, I'm just sitting up here thinking, This man has gone through a decade, at least a decade's worth of schooling, probably racked up all kinds of, student loan debt and everything. You go through all of that just to be a pervert and just to risk losing your livelihood. And furthermore, how many coochies do you have to look at before you are like not turned on? He's had to have seen thousands of coochies and he still gets a hard on. How? I don't understand that. I mean, I know that each woman is a little bit different, but coochie's pretty much the same. And it's like you still are that perverted after looking at thousands of coochies.
They're sexually deviant. You know, the little stereotype that people like to, what was the name of that old ass movie? I mean, damn, shit, I can't think of the name of the movie.
You think
But
about the hand that rocks the cradle?
no. I'm thinking it was in black and white. I think the movie came out in the 30s some damn time.
Birth of a Nation?
Yes, ma'am. Where they were so-called painting black men as these sexual beasts and sexual aggressors. Ma'am, they are though. They are. Deal with it.
One thing I wonder about this doctor is I wonder if he saw Medicaid patients or, patients with less, the less than ideal insurance, because, when a patient is using Medicaid, they don't have a lot of options of where to go. So if he was seeing those type of patients, he was further preying upon those women because they couldn't go anywhere else.
Oh, well, it is what the fuck it is. Y'all do not have to shop black. And that means from your gynecologist. I don't care if you're just buying some toilet paper. You ain't got to shop black, because I'm going to tell you something. If you shop in black to buy toilet paper, they got it from somebody else. Where do you know that they have a paper mill of any kind that's black owned? Come on now. It just is what it is. Hey, Shane, not Shane. Jean, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? I just wanted to make sure you knew I wasn't ignoring you. Jean, are you in the building or no? All right, I'm gonna put you in the back.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, how you doing?
Hey, girl, I'm great. How y'all been?
Wait. You got a lot of background noise, Auntie
Oh, I'm so
Jean.
sorry. Excuse me. I forgot to put the TV on mute. There we go. How y'all been?
We're doing amazing. Just a little sad because of the way society is going, and we still got
I
women out.
know. They shouldn't have done that to that Marine. He did
Yeah,
the right thing. He done right. And that so-called doctor, they need to bring back the guillotine for these people. I'm serious. Just violating black women, violating babies. These some evil bastards out here.
they are. And the thing is, we're always gonna have women still taking up for them. I'm gonna drop you
I
to the back,
know.
Jean, real quick. I appreciate you coming up. Okay, love you to pieces.
I love you to pieces too, my angel. I love
Bye.
y'all,
Bye.
Leah. Hey,
Love you
girls.
too.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh God, I gotta get my attitude together, y'all. I know
DZ,
y'all. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. What's up?
You had a troll in the chat that did a little raggedy super chat of $1.99. I wish they would start wasting their coins like that. I know they need it, but they were doing whataboutism. What about somebody they named? This person did worse and they were white. And that's the shit that gets me. That is so aggravating. The whataboutism. Like, I mean, I'm still trying to process everything you just said that he was doing to those women, including teenage girls.
Like I said, hit the fucking link. You want to try that? What about white men shit? I'm here
Yeah,
for it, motherfucker. Come
but
on up. And lovely Lunarian,
right.
listen. Yes, the only one of those white girls went on ahead and reported him, and they kicked her motherfucking ass out the office so fast her head spinned. They kicked her right the fuck out because those motherfuckers are protected. They protected. Y'all, when they kicking white women out that's reporting black men, you got to know they are protected like a bitch. I'm sorry, Snapple. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. This is just such a triggering story, and I know, like, we either want to jump in or we're lost for words, But what I was saying was that idiot that did the super chat. That's the same type of logic as this November Rain with that ghetto ass name and her terrible piss poor grammar skills. But like, that you skip over all that and you want to do whataboutism. That's just fucking disgusting and despicable. And that's one thing I can't stand about Black people. Let me be very clear. I don't fuck with y'all. I'm that girl from Dr. Phil.
Now, Snapple, and Aaliyah, y'all are being a little bit elitist. Now, y'all are being y'all are showing off your education. You know, not everybody is able to recognize parts of speech.
Okay.
Or, you know, compound nouns and verbs and whatnot either.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just about to say to Snapple's point, deflection and changing the subject is what they do best. No matter what we get up here and talk about, somebody's always going to come behind us and say, "Well, what about the white men that did such and such?" And it's like, we're talking about this motherfucker right here. Him. Let's talk about him, shall we? Constantly changing the subject all the fucking time. And it's like, they're not gonna stop doing it.
Let's stay on topic. How about this part? Okay, let's do the whataboutism. How many Black males are gynecologists versus how many white males are gynecologists? Okay, so if we start talking about who's sexual predators by percent wise, you don't want to go there. Because you don't have many Black male gynecologists, right? And these niggas keep doing shit like this. Y'all percents are way too high to be talking about what the fuck the white man got going on. Darling, next time I get a fucking pap smear, it's gonna be a seriously white. I want him as pale as that character Powder. I don't know if y'all remember that movie Powder with the dude that he had no hair. He was just he was pasted. Yes, I want him that white. And if you can get it a little bit more white, I'm going there. I'm not going with that whataboutism. You got me fucked up. What about you get the fuck up here and defend it on your own? Stop hiding in the chat with your $2 and go get you some goddamn ham hocks, right? How much are ham hocks? Shit, you might not be able to get no ham hocks with $2. Get some Cheetos or some Funyuns or something in a quart of water and fuck yourself. How about that?
Yeah, go get a pickled egg. That fucking ghetto ass treat. Go to one of them dusty, raggedy ass bodegas. They always got a cat up in there and some pickled shit. Go in there and get that shit.
Takis and hot sausages and that type of shit. Get you some potted meat. That's the type of shit you see in them bodegas and shit. Yeah. Get you a little bit of saltine crackers and shut the fuck up. Miss Gemini, is this your real account or are you Dusty?
Right, hi, sorry. Whoo! I was on mute. I am so sorry. I'm not Dusty. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, babe.
I was talking and I didn't even know it. So I don't know if somebody said it already, but this reminds me of the male OBGYN from Johns Hopkins.
What happened with him? I didn't even hear about him.
So a couple of years ago, it probably is a decade old now, there was an OBGYN, Black male at Johns Hopkins, that literally had a camera in his pen in his pocket and was recording the visits of women's vaginas. And one of his assistants reported him. He's dead now, but that reminds me of this story.
That's what they do. Ladies, we've already established that Black men do not like women. They don't like children. So when you hear a Black male go, I want to be anything that works with women. I want to work at a domestic violence shelter. I want to be an OBGYN. I want to be a high school teacher. You had better get your side eye on, because why would they want to work around a group of people that they hate the most? Black men are really jealous of women, okay? Really, really jealous of women, and you can't work effectively. And on top of that, they're very sexually deviant. These are facts. They're deviant. Any goddamn way. Speaking of sexual deviance, let's scroll on down. November Rain. I hope your ass, you have a horrible weekend. I don't know what this thing is, but from what I understand, it's a country singer, and I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all cannot take any shortcuts to Black love. You can't. Just because he's a little, what do they call that shit? Emo, or he's a gamer, or he's a nerd. Those type of Black men are included in the all, by the way. This is a country singer named Jimmie Allen. I had no idea that he existed before today because, like I said, I don't check for Dusties. I just don't. That's just true. It is what it is. People can say as much as they want to that we want black men. I have no clue. I had no clue who Jimmie Allen was before today. Apparently, he's a popular country singer. And I'm glad that he's done what he's done, because here's the deal. They need to be outed. They need to be outed. They are no better than your average run-of-the-mill Dusty that hangs out in Baltimore, Atlanta, Detroit, all these different places. They're just not any different. At the end of the day, they're a black man. So he's an established country singer. I hope they go ahead and barricade goddamn Nashville and keep y'all motherfuckers out after this. So he's a married man. His wife has filed for divorce. They have 3 children, or they might have 2.5, because last time I checked, she was still pregnant. Well, he hired an assistant, and of course, it's a woman, right? It's a woman. So, according to her, what is he wearing? Look at, what is this thing? That's why I put on the thumbnail. What is this? What is this? This is his wife. Of course, you know he's not picking you, but this is not the Who They Really Choose channel, because we don't give a fuck who the fuck they choose. They're black males. I don't give a damn what they choose. Okay. Well, this is his wife, and he was cheating on her with his assistant. But I have to put a little asterisk on here. I can't call it cheating because he sexually assaulted this woman. S.A.'d. YouTube, are y'all okay with S.A.'d? You know, because you can't tell the truth up here half the damn time without folks being sensitive. Let's see the details of what he did while he was married to this, what y'all call a preference. And thank God they prefer them. Jesus. So, country singer Jimmie Allen is accused of R-wording his former manager. So what she said was that happened was she was his manager for 18 months. Okay. She said they were out at a little function. She's his assistant, so she's there. Next thing she knows, she's in a hotel room, right? Kewchie, bloody as fuck. She didn't know how she got into the hotel room, right? And she said her virginity had been taken. She's filed a lawsuit as a Jane Doe. Okay. His wife keeps sending cryptic messages, basically co-signing what this woman says happened. Okay. And this is part of the reason she filed for divorce. Like I said, they are all sexually deviant, right? You're not going to be able to take a shortcut to black love. And why you would want to, I'm confused. I'm fucking confused. Aaliyah?
Just more degenerate shit by a group of degenerate ass nakers. See, this goes to show you no matter what arena they're in, and country music is very particular about who they let in the front door. They are very protective of their genre. You got to, it takes an act of Congress to be of another race and break out into country. So the fact that they even let him in says a lot, because he's like the first since Darius Rucker. So that's how you should know that country music is very particular and it's very exclusive. But this is how I know you can miss me with the bullshit, because they'll pick one of them any day over us, because Mickey Guyton is a black female country singer, well, woman country singer, because I know how some people feel about that word. But Mickey Guyton is an awesome country singer, but they don't push her like that. But they'll take motherfuckers like this who do this kind of shit, and this is who they want to push. But because she's a black woman singing country music, they're not gonna push her like that. But this shit here, that just goes to show you it does not matter which arena they're in. It for everything from hip hop music to now country to even the professional ones, the doctors. That when we say all, it's all across the board. You can find them anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Ladies, listen. I know that newly divested women, you're probably still in a little bit of shock, okay? Don't start playing with yourself thinking that you can find a shortcut to get one of these niggas. You don't want one. They're all like this, okay? And some of them, they lie dormant, okay? And they haven't done what they're going to do, right? As far as that black woman being pushed, white men are going to push their women, right? That's what's going to happen. It's very confusing sometimes when you're a black woman and black men don't push you, and they don't, unless it's domestic violence. Let's keep it real. They don't push you. So when you step out of the black community and see other races of men still pushing their women, it's like, well, my so-called men didn't push me, so why the fuck aren't you pushing me? Somebody
Oh,
needs to push me. No, I'm not talking about your point, Aaliyah. I'm talking about in general, right? Black men are going to push other races of women. Now, when you step into other races, black women, they're not going to do the same thing that black men do. They're not going to be treasonous to their women like black men were to you. They're not going to do it. So you can get that out your head, effective immediately, right?
oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to country music, that's just how protective they are over their genre. Like they really prefer all this degenerate bullshit. And I think that that's probably why they really don't like them over there like that, because they let him in and you see exactly what he brought over there with him. And see, that's what I'm talking. They don't want that shit associated with them and the type of shit that they do over there. It's like, no, you take your ass back over there with that shit. You see how they didn't even want Lil Nas X over there for real representing they shit. It's like,
Yeah.
you not finna bring that shit over here. Take that shit back over there to y'all community where y'all do shit like that. That's why I say but my point was they are quicker to let one of them in than they are us. So miss me with this white supremacy and this racism and oppression shit. Like they give them opportunities all the time that we don't even get, just simply because they are men. And they will give them chances and let them in the door. And this is what they do when they get over there.
And it's also the protection of their women. Let me break it down to you. So, unlike black women over here on this side of the coin, right? Black women, in order to still have relationships with black men, they'll accept black men pushing other races of women. They've done it for years. Anybody remember Tina Marie? Anybody remember the real Roxanne and all these people?
Yep.
Black women will be accepting of that type of shit. Becky ain't going. So when you go over to her community, she's not going to put up with her men pushing you. She's not going to do that because they're just built differently. But we over here as black women will say, oh, it's okay. That's just his preference. And we'll be rocking out the Tina Marie and doing all this shit here. I don't have a problem with Tina Marie because I'm not in competition with her for these niggas. I wish they would take all of them and carry them away. If that's going to keep black men from messing with black women, I would love for all the Baxters to grab them up, pick them up, and take them over. I don't know where the fuck they going, but just go. I'm with the shits on that. Snapper, you got anything?
Yes, I do. I know the Who They Chose Brigade isn't gonna like this, and the ones who just hate all non-black women just because, But I wanted to point out how you said his wife is divorcing him and has been posting cryptic messages, co-signing what the accuser is saying. Mammies, that's how you do it. Should you find yourself in such an unfortunate situation, you don't stick beside him, bitch. You need to kick them to the curb. Take notes.
Yeah, they talk about black men cheating and all this other shit because they can. You let them. I don't know why y'all keep getting in these relationships. Let me see what the fuck else this shit say because, darling. Okay, so he would take her places, just out of anywhere, just grab her butt, grab her breast. He told her in a sentence, "You're mine now," and all this shit here. So she finally had enough after 18 months and went on ahead and reported his motherfucking ass. He's being put out there. Now, here's the deal. Do not find yourself talking about this woman lying. Because if you do, you're going to end up being embarrassed because from what I understand, allegedly, this Jimmie Allen person has a history of being extra with women. Okay? Do not put, even if he didn't, ladies, you should not be taking up for them because they won't take up for you. Period. Kyra?
Precisely. Do not take up for him or any black male when they get their issue. They never take up for you. And frankly, as we talked about with Ralph Yarl, whenever a black woman does get hemmed up, those black males mock her or always twist it in a way that is always her fault. Remember, Sandra Bland should have been running her mouth.
Yeah, I remember that light-skinned dude, started off his show with, soon as Sandra Bland got unalive, fuck Sandra Bland. That was the opening of his show. After that woman ended up dead in police custody. That's what they think about you. He couldn't wait. He even cut the damn music off early so that he can start his show off with fuck Sandra Bland. I don't know
You
why
know
it's
they called Breonna Taylor a trap queen. They was talking shit about her too, and Korean Games, and several others. So I mean, that's nothing new. We have never gotten the same type of support that we did shout. Which I should say they, because I ain't supporting shit. But yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, and so return the same energy. Till should not have been whistling. St. Fennel should have just paid with real money. And what is his name? Jimmy Allen? Well, Jimmy Allen should have kept his dick in his pants.
Period.
And
Period. It's the entitlement. Go ahead.
I just want to add, and Jordan shouldn't have been on that subway train talking about how he wanted to go back to jail for life and threatening people.
He's in the afterlife now. Love it. I wanted to address something. Ladies, from what I heard, y'all upset that, it's an Asian bank around this motherfucker that said they're not going to serve black folk. Is this thing on? Let me see if this thing is on. Let me check all my settings. Are y'all really upset about that? They say they upset that the Asians don't want black folk. Are y'all okay? Listen, I wouldn't want your ass in there either. Are y'all familiar with the so-called Asian hate campaign? Every other video y'all saw for the past during Christmas and during New Year's, where they were knocking out Asian folks everywhere they went, especially San Francisco, just knocking them to the ground. I wouldn't want your ass in the bank either. So it's people doing lives talking about, they shouldn't be saying that, blah 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 blah, and you upset about them not wanting black folks. Listen, I don't want black folks in my business either. Okay. This is what you do when you come in businesses. Do I need to remind you?
Or what? What the f*** do? Look at his face.
You act like maniacs, and everybody's aware of it. With Asians being the so-called model minority, they can say a little bit more than white folks can say. So they said that they don't want you in their bank. But check this out, mammies. Where is Glocktavius's bank? And don't think you're off the hook, because when you go in places, you act like this.
Jen, they don't speak Chinese, so she meant to make stuff up. Yes, let us out. That's all right, puppy. I love you. Let's go. This is so goddamn funny. Bad now, this is so funny. This is so fucking funny. Bad now.
So, what you mad about?
Bad now, folks.
Who the fuck wants? Listen, that community is not money managers. Everything they get is free. Everything they get is programmed. Everything they get is entitlement. So when you start tearing up the business, that's their way of communicating, right? That's their way of telling you I'm angry. They don't see money hitting the floor, or they don't know what operating in the red looks like. They don't even know what the fuck that is. They just tear up shit that hasn't been paid for. Right? So everybody has to operate in the red to make sure that you don't catch an attitude. Ma'ams, sirs, I wouldn't want you in my shit either, especially not a bank, because you don't know how to stop stealing. You don't know how to stop frauding. You don't know how to stop lying. You don't know how to stop robbing. You don't know how to stop talking loud. You don't know how to sit the fuck down, wait your turn. You need attention 24/7. If the waiting room is over there and we got your number, we're going to text you and let you know when it's your turn. If they take too long, that's called racism and all this shit here. Nobody wants you in there because that's how you act. You act like a bunch of grown ass toddlers and nobody wants to deal with you. Unfortunately, white people can't say that shit. But the agent said they're not going because you knocked out their grandma over there on 25th Street on the street camera. Say what? Nefertiti, is this your real account, ma'am?
It is. Forgive me, ladies. I am very late. I just got in from work and am eating. Hello. But
Hi.
yes, Hey, I'm sorry, DZ. Hey, I'm kind of late, so I missed a good part of the live. I will just say a few things. One, stay strong, or as Guardian out there who's being detained unrightfully. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're here for you. Secondly, I don't know. The chaotic in me is kind of watching like all of this mess and kind of going, you know what? This is going to be very interesting to watch. So I don't know. Part of me is like I said, I'm just eating. I'm
Well, eat
literally
your
sitting
food,
down
girl,
and eating
because
my
you sound
food.
confused as hell tonight. Just sit there and put yourself on mute and then eat your food. Shoe gal, is this your account?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How's
See,
everybody?
it's time for another talk about respectability politics and what is socially acceptable, which we do all the time
Hold
over
on one
here.
second, Aaliyah. Hold on one second, Aaliyah. Go ahead and add your thoughts, Shoe gal.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I just the last lady. I want Leah to finish her statement, but I was just gonna say the last lady who was tearing up the gas station. That's how they act in the classrooms too. So people wonder why education is at the bottom. This is why. Also, I wanted to say about the Marine who was unfortunately charged. There was a similar incident with a firefighter who I think was defending, and maybe you guys talked about this in previous weeks, but he was defending a cashier in a store. And he ended up going toe to toe with this other guy, and the girlfriend pulled out a gun and shot him outside of the store.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And she's not being charged. She's not being charged, even though she shot that goddamn fireman in the head. Mind you, he just got finished stealing out of the store. Okay? It doesn't work both ways. Daniel's being charged, and homegirl that shot the firefighter in the head that was trying to subdue the shoplifter, she's not being charged.
That is disgusting. There was one more thing. When you said how the Asian community or the bank that they were opening is like, no, we don't want Black people here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm like, I don't think people realize what's about to come, but
they don't. They
Yeah.
think this shit is all fun and games. You have to say that Chris Brown and Usher fought to get Black people's attention.
Because non-Blacks, non-whites who have authority and power in these spaces, it's not going to be funny no more. They are not. They're like,
it was never funny to me, to be honest with you. It was never funny to me. It was always infuriating. It was always embarrassing. And this day had to come. What the fuck did everybody think was going to happen? That we was just going to be allowed to just tear up people's shit without any consequences? Y'all going to be confused a little bit, because they're going to be allowed, quote unquote, allowed to do this shit, so that when the consequences do come, the consequences will be justified, and they're making sure that everybody is seeing what you're doing first, so that when they come down on you and put your motherfucking ass down, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. The way that girl just acted in that store was absolutely fucking ridiculous. I don't give a fuck what that Chinese person said. If you don't like their customer service, because I don't particularly like their customer service either, that's why I'm not in their shit. Leave. Get the fuck up out of there. Tearing up the place is going to do what? You still ain't get what you came in there for. Now you banned out of one of the only stores in your community. What did you accomplish there, whore? And what the hell was she wearing? It looked like she was wearing a Dora the Explorer short set and some Afro puffs. She already off cold. Anyway, Aaliyah, you want to go before I destroy this other mammy that I'm getting ready to destroy?
This is going to be quick, because see, it's time for another talk about respectability politics and what is socially acceptable, which we do all the time over here, because this is a discussion that needs to be had with Black women, and not just about this, but about it, all of it, because a lot of you are still feeling some type of way when we say certain things, But like we've all said, if you don't like the commentary here, then you know exactly what to do to free yourself. And I'm not understanding how everyone wants to have so much class and etiquette online when it comes to trying to police our language, but then you buck against respectability politics in the real world when it's time to discuss what behavior needs to be checked. And I guess it's just more important to sound like you know what you're talking about for spectators online and then be a hot ass mess when you get out in these streets. But here's the deal, and only grown ass Black women are gonna relate while delusional ass little girls get up in their feelings. You can sit up on your ass constantly and complain about your image. But here's the thing. That's not going to do any good if you're constantly going to send a message that it's okay for you to show your ass, because that's what this is, showing your ass. And you make it hard for the real Black women who have to come in after you. That's our whole point when we say our image is something we're not afforded individuality. We're judged collectively, whether you think it's fair or not, whether you think it's right or not. That's just what it is. So because she took her ass in there, showed her ass, tore up those people's store, now they're going to side-eye every Black woman who comes in there from here on out. And you have her to thank for that, mind you. So you can be just a regular woman going in to get you a few items on your way home, but then they're gonna be side-eyeing you because she went in there and came down through that motherfucker like King Kong or Godzilla or somebody and caused all this fucking destruction that them people got to replace. So, and then you have the nerve to get upset when they say they don't want you in their shit. Like, in what world does this happen? I'm done.
In Blackistan, that's where it happens. See, because here's the delusion. It was just her that went in there. They ain't got nowhere. Let me get my mammy voice right. They ain't got no motherfucking right judging all of us based on what that one girl had did when she went in there. Now that shit, that was her. I minds my own business when I go places. I don't know what that girl was mad about, but it's not right for y'all to be judging all of us like that because I didn't tear up your stuff. Bitch, let me tell you something. Because your men don't own anything, people that look like you represent you. How about that part? People that look like you represent you. So if you got a big fat ass bitch twerking in the middle of the street, even though you've never done it in your life, because your community doesn't have anything and can't come to the table, you are that big fat ass bitch twerking in the middle of the store. Do you in the street? Do you get what I'm saying to you? It's not fair. I'll give it to you. It's not fair, but that's how it is.
When people talk about, go ahead, Kyra.
Well, to add to what your point, DZ, the thing is, a lot of the Black women who aren't out there twerking on the street or tearing up stores, they key and excuse and minimize the bullshit from the degenerate Black folks. So you're just as guilty.
Yep. You know she ain't out here doing that. Look at, oh my God, girl, look at her.
Yeah. But when you attempt to speak out against it, you run the risk of coming across as elitist or sounding classist or whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, you wonder why we seek to distance ourselves from this bullshit. Are you kidding me? But see, they will jump online and judge us in a minute because we may or may not speak a certain way. And it's like, okay, we're online. We're here to have a good time. Nobody's walking the streets, and every time we don't get our way, just tear up people's shit, or every time somebody say something that we don't like, we just have a complete meltdown and start showing our asses in public. That's not how we act in general. My thing is, when have we ever been judged individually? Because when people get online and they start talking shit, one Black woman could say something that everybody doesn't like, but guess who gets attacked? All Black women. We all get grouped in the same category and put on the same level. There are no distinctions made when people start talking shit about us ever. They don't never have to make disclaimers and say, we're not talking about all Black women, just some of, or just this Black woman. How about that? They don't say any of that. They expect us to, though, when we're talking about Black men. That's why I say all y'all can just kiss my ass because I'm tired of it.
Another thing, Aaliyah, to add to that, when an insult is made to a Black man, we're supposed to take it as an insult against the whole Black community. You saw how DeBrat was apologizing for that Jiminy Cricket comment. Why the fuck does she have to apologize to the black community for calling one black male saying that he looks like Jiminy Cricket? He probably looked worse than Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket was probably being kind. You know how they look. But, black folks, you insult one black man and they take it as an insult against the whole black community.
And clearly you're supposed to, they think that they can dictate to everybody what you're supposed to do, but you can't tell them shit, or it's considered it's respectability politics. Now that they're trying to literally police what lesbian black women do. And it's like, why y'all in the women business? That's their family. Like, because they didn't choose a white sperm donor. I mean, they chose a white sperm donor. It's like that has nothing to do with your mind, your business. They want to try to run everything. And it's like, look at what y'all community looks like,
they
though.
Run them, though. They do. People still give a fuck about what black people think. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't give a shit what black people think. I actually get turned the fuck on when black people get mad at me, because guess what? You the bottom rung. Right? If you mad at me, that means I'm doing something right. Ain't that right, Blackistan? If you're upset with what I'm saying, that means I'm saying the right thing, because y'all's community is all wrong. It is backwards. It's disgusting. It's broke. It's dusty. And it's crusty. So if you don't like me, that means I'm doing something right. The bitches that like y'all from Blackistan, y'all saying some crazy shit. If black folks like you doing some crazy shit. They ain't supposed to like your ass. But check this out, y'all. We already know that cicadas, Dusties, Tyrones, Glocktaviuses, they all on some sexual deviant shit. But what I want y'all to do is listen to his girlfriend. She getting ready to piss y'all off. Let's go.
A breaking news update is topping the 10. For the first time, we're hearing from the girlfriend of a man linked to a series of rapes and abductions involving children in South Memphis. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. That girlfriend sharing her story as we learn more about who this man is. WREG's Bria Jones joins us live now from the Shelby County Criminal Justice Center with the late-breaking developments. Bria?
Well, Greg and Steph, she is still trying to wrap her mind around all of this. She says she had no idea he was using her grandmother's car to allegedly prey on children.
Lies.
Until she saw the news. Tonight, new viewer video shows the moments officers arrested the man accused of targeting several children in South Memphis. 29-year-old Ladario Gordon is now charged with kidnapping and raping a 12-year-old girl as she was walking to school near Ethlin and Silver in mid-April. We spoke to his girlfriend, who was shocked to learn about the allegations from the news.
Get mad, y'all. Listen to this girl. Listen to his girlfriend. This is the essence of mammydom.
This is all crazy to me because he's been with me every day. So I was trying to see how he even had the time to do all this.
If you didn't understand the mammy, let me go ahead and do the impression. He been with me every day, so I don't even know how he would have time to do all of this. That's what she said. I know she sounds like she has a traumatic brain injury, but that's what she said in Blackistanese, that he is always with her, so there's no way he had time to do this to the children in the neighborhood. Let's keep going.
According to this arrest affidavit, Gordon ordered the girl to get into his car and perform oral sex. The vehicle police were on the hunt for belonging to his girlfriend's grandmother.
I'm still in disbelief. It was given to me to help me. He was allegedly out doing all this.
Did you hear her? They are sick. I know y'all didn't understand what she said. I know y'all didn't, because you can't understand. They are some thick-tongued weirdos. Mammies are animals. She said he couldn't have done all that. All of this has to be allegedly, because I don't think he'd do nothing like that. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
To me, is to help me. He was allegedly out doing all this.
She says she started dating Gordon about 10 months ago while she was pregnant. She says Gordon is a father himself.
He don't even play that with his son. Like, if his son was somewhere, he wouldn't ask him if anybody touched him in wrong anyway. So.
Do you hear this? Is this real life? He is a father himself. He don't play that about his kids. Y'all, these bitches are dangerous. She sounds out of it. Out of it. And this is her giving an interview about her boyfriend sexually touching children in the neighborhood. 5 seconds.
Where he wouldn't ask him if anybody touched him in wrong anyway. So I don't see him doing that to nobody.
I don't see him doing that to nobody. These is y'all people. Y'all better get rid of these mammies. Let's see what homegirl got to say.
You think he's capable of doing all this? Because it sounds like you're kind of saying that he didn't do it.
I don't think he's capable of doing this to no kids.
There it is. I just need some comments. She said, I don't think he's capable of doing this to no kids. Bitch, how? When there's 62% documented kids coming out of y'all's neighborhoods touched. How is he not capable of this? Snapple, what you got?
I'm actually surprised that a charge happened because I'm sure we're all aware in Blackistan, this is very normal. These old ass kangs in the communities preying on these preteens, these little girls. I mean, this is a hard one tonight, DZ. This subject matter is so triggering. But I guess my overall point is this is Blackistan. This is very common. They are at the middle schools. They are picking these girls up from the middle schools, these old ass grown fucking men, taking them. Their aunties know about it. Their grandmothers know about it. Oh, it's just an age, ain't nothing but a number. It's very, very, very normalized. That's why this mush mouth ass bitch on the phone is talking about he didn't do nothing. That was what my translation read. He didn't do nothing. And also, the fact that he was questioning his kid about if anybody had touched him inappropriately is because he was a predator and he knew what the fuck he was doing.
That's true.
Yeah, it's always the denial and the delusion for me. Like, they'll deny some shit in a minute. And it's like, damn, bitch, were you there? Were you in the back seat of the car? How can you definitively say what somebody will and won't do? Like, how are you that sure? And it's like, and then his degenerate ass is out there in your grandmother's car on top of that. So how sick are you? You are in somebody else's grandma's car doing this type of shit. Like, seriously, dude, you don't even have your own shit. You in somebody else's car doing it. And like, how the hell did he get her grandmother's car unless she gave him the keys? It's like, why do y'all fuck around with folks like this and then catch a goddamn attitude when somebody say they don't want to date a bus driver and it's the shit that y'all out here doing? Seriously? Shut the fuck up.
I can't. Why do they talk like that? Blackistan got some of the most disabled sounding accents. I was talking to Kyra the other day, and we was talking about how they just sound like they doing one long moan when they talk. Y'all ever watched a basketball game or something, and then the reporter asks, well, what's the plan for going forward for the team? What is the strategy for the team for the next game? And as soon as she put that mic in the cicada's face, it sounds like he's going, why do they sound like that? She sounds like her tongue is as big as her fucking face. Okay, and then you taking up for somebody that's touching children in the neighborhood. I wish me and this bitch could box.
I guess they sound that they think that sounds good. They can make fun of country accents because I'm country, I'm ghetto. So yeah, they can make fun of people who sound like me, but that's okay because our accents are not a reflection of the regions that we were born and raised and grew up in, right? They can understand this ghetto hood ass dialect, though. You can understand the urban vernacular, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, I get made fun. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Neff. Please go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Aaliyah, we can understand you. Thank God for you, DZ, because I really needed a translator. That's why I don't talk to
when
them.
I first moved to Georgia, I needed a translator for the patients I was taking care of in Georgia.
Oh my
it's
God.
like, really? It's a difference between being country and just being ghetto. That's two different things. Having a southern vernacular versus being ghetto, that is two totally different things.
She sounds drugged. Like, she sounds like someone has doped her out, like needle dope. Like, she sounds like she is barely here. I don't even get that.
No, that's just how the fuck they talk. I don't want to give these hoes any grace. Ain't nobody did nothing to that bitch. She just sounds like that because they are so lazy. Yo, black folks so fucking lazy they can't even finish the ending of a word. Okay, they just say the beginning of it and everything. The one syllable words end up two syllable words, and then two syllable words end up one syllable words. That's just how they get down. It is what it is. Shane, you still up here? You got anything?
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to go back to the bank. I don't see why black folks are so upset about the Chinese not or the Asians not wanting them in their bank. I mean, it isn't like y'all have some money to put in it in the first fucking place, so calm the fuck down.
Now listen,
Now,
they don't want to be stopped at the door before they commit that robbery, man. What you talking about?
right, right.
Okay.
And then as far as this woman here with this, I think that she does have a problem. I think that maybe, she was one of those ones who needed a helmet, but the parents couldn't afford to get her one, and so they just let her be, and that's why she talks like that.
Look, y'all can't believe that these people are that damn degenerate. It's so bad that everybody be coming up with diagnoses because it's like there's no way on earth that somebody is living their life in this condition. It's like everybody tends to diagnose these people and try to give them a little grace. It's like, oh, well, maybe she grew up bad. Well, maybe she was tired. Maybe she was drugged. No, this bitch is just a hood rat, a child predator, loving hood rat. That's what she is. That can't talk.
Aaliyah, it's funny. They make fun of your voice and the way you speak, but they also make fun of mine because, I'm the Oreo, I'm the white sounding lady on the panel. But, DZ, I have a question.
You don't sound white to me. I'm sorry. You just don't.
I didn't think I did. I thought I was just talking. But, according to a lot of black folks, that's what I sound like. But I just have a question. Do you think these are the same hood rats that were ridiculing us for being educated?
Ain't no
Oh,
telling.
absolutely. And see, the thing about my accent is it doesn't bother me any because I can fit in wherever I go. It doesn't matter if I'm in an academic setting, I can handle that. I got the brain power to back that up. It doesn't matter what setting I go in. Even if I have to go into the hood, it's not hard for me to assimilate. Been there, done that. So I'm like a chameleon. It doesn't matter to me at this point.
Yeah,
Black people don't talk shit because they're ignorant.
Y'all don't owe them an explanation worth the fuck. They can't fit in no goddamn where. Bitch, you put them somewhere as basic as a fancy grocery store and they don't fit in. That's why y'all asses get followed around all the goddamn time. Because they know damn well you ain't there to make no damn avocado salad. We ain't got no fried chicken up in here, bitch. We don't have no fucking hamburger helper. No, we don't have no hot jalapenos and biscuit makings, bitch. Get your monkey ass up out of here. And then you want to holler racism. You can't call a thing a thing. I hate that about this world. You can't call a thing a thing.
But no, I get what Kyra's saying too, because like you can't win either way. Like if you speak like she speaks, then you're trying to be white. So it's like you can't really win either way. That's why at some point you just have to stop giving a fuck. Because people do talk about women like the way who sound like Nefertiti and Kyra and other women on this panel. They will say that they sound like Oreos, and that's fine.
So
but I mean,
say what it is.
Oh, I was called an Oreo, and I'm proud.
Sound like you finish your
Me too.
sentences. That's all it is. It just say the real sentence. If they're saying that you ladies sound white, you sound like you're finishing your sentences. You sound like you have good enunciation. So that's what Blackistan deems white. So by default, you're admitting that you motherfuckers don't know how to talk or construct a sentence. Period. If that's talking white, talking the speaking English right is talking white, child, bye. You not go ahead.
You forgot the subject verb agreement. We speak with subject verb agreement. I mean, you've heard these Blakistanis talk. Things don't match up. You're trying to figure out what it is. You're supposed to be, from here, but you sound like you're fresh off the boat from a whole other country that didn't even speak English. But
leave out whole words. People that don't even people who have English as a second language speaking it better than them. That blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like, ow.
Well, DZ ladies, you all remember like a decade ago when Al Sharpton and, the Black community was trying to push AAVE as a legitimate language and that students should just be allowed to talk like that?
I remember that. I remember that. And I don't know
They
what
did
black
the
people
same
have
thing.
against the word R, A-R-E. What is you talking about? What is you saying? It's like, girl, can you use R, boy, whoever? It's what are you talking about? Just try a little bit. Maybe you won't get tossed out the goddamn business when you go in there with your funky ass. Y'all, I don't like black folk. I just put that out
I
there.
ain't gonna lie, we do got a bad with saying X though. I ain't gonna lie, we do say X. I ain't even gonna lie. Cause that's why sometimes I have to check myself when I'm doing it. It just, like I said, it just all depends on what environment I'm in. I feel like when I'm at home and when I'm at work, that's work. When I'm at home, I let it all hang out. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, talk however I want to talk. But that's why I say people understand code switching any other time, but when it comes to us, then all of a sudden they don't understand code switching.
I
It's
don't
like,
give a fuck what they think
either
about us.
way.
Let's talk about these $3 real quick. Here we go, y'all.
Detectives offering a $1,000 reward for tips leading to the arrest of this man. According to police, the suspect shot 3 people at a Detroit gas station overnight. 1 was killed. The other 2 are recovering tonight. Sadly, we are told this tragedy is over a $3 dispute.
And then you say, "Oh, but people ain't broke." Y'all dying over $3. What does $3 buy after inflation today? Can you get anything with $3? Can you get a soda out the vending machine for $3 anymore? Folks died.
DZ, they might have been one of your haters that donates that $1.99 super chat to you, so they could not lose another $3.
Yo, this is insane. This is insane. So we got the clip rubbing doctor. We got the R-wording country singer. We got the R-wording apologist. Okay, and now we got motherfuckers dying over a $3 dispute. This is Blackistan. So what you need to do is get your shit together and get the fuck on. By the way, I need to repeat for those that came in late. Nobody's going to protect you anymore because they're arresting the protectors. The protectors have to go stand in front of a grand jury on July 17th, ladies. So being that you got what you wanted and got this man arrested, you are on your own. You can give these speeches on 11-hour lives. Ain't that right, pro-blacks? Ain't that right, pro-blacks? On 11-hour lives about how y'all not protected, how nobody gives a fuck about what's going on with you. They don't care when you're taking off the planet and all this shit. Well, who gives a fuck at this point? All your allies, the investors and other people that actually gave a fuck for a little minute there, you open up your booty cheeks and said, kiss your goddamn ass. So everybody's like, well, fuck it. Drop dead, bitch. At this point, it's crazy that you would just admonish everybody that's trying to make sure that you're okay in favor of laying on an air mattress in a dusty ass Airbnb with a dusty, because that's the highlight of your day. Just had to put that out there. Let's finish this story.
7 Action News reporter Sarah Michaels joining us from the scene near McNichol Street, right off the lodge, with how the community is responding.
Dozens of people have been walking up to these gas station doors every hour, only to find that it's locked and to read the words "temporarily closed." It's now shut down after police learned what's been going on inside.
Tragic, ridiculous, unnecessary situation.
That's how Detroit Police Chief James White is describing Saturday morning shooting, where 3 innocent bystanders were shot inside this Detroit gas station over a cash dispute, which White says was around $3.
Wow.
What? They couldn't find nobody else to put the microphone in their face? That nigga right there kill you about $3. Pull up. Tell me I'm lying. That motherfucker right there. Wow. He will kill you over $3. I hate when they talk to these people. I really do.
Yes, that's sad.
Saturday, dozens of community members who frequent the gas station were shocked. According to police, the cash dispute was between this suspect and the cashier. Of the 3 unrelated people in the store shot, 1 man in his 30s died from the shooting. When something like this happens, police investigate to see whether or not a gas station is licensed, and they find out that this gas station is not licensed, which is why they shut it down.
Oh, well, great. Thank God. Why they...
Oh, shit. Were any of y'all surprised that they were going to blame the shop owner? Were y'all surprised? Do y'all see this pretty dark-skinned girl right here? Right? Well, thank God. Well, where you was headed to the store yourself. That means you needed that store, right? Thank God for what? Where you gonna go get those Takis from now? Where are you going to go get the bullshit and your scratch off tickets, bitch? Your 777. Huh? Where was you gonna go get that pro styling gel that they keep at the bottom that's overpriced? Where was you gonna get all that shit from? I know it's the shop owner's fault. I know.
Dizzy, she don't need that gel because them whatever that style she got up in there ate up her edges. She don't need no gel to put down there.
Look at her though. Good. But you was just going in the store. Why are you happy that they shut it down? Because a black dude died and they looking for another black dude.
Why they not licensed? It's a lot of them around here like that.
This is the suspect that police are looking for. It looks like it's a pretty young man.
It hurt my heart, man, for our young black men to
Shut
have to resort to
up!
gun violence over nothing, over gun violence. What is going on in that man's life?
Police say this.
Did y'all hear it? It's nobody's fault, but it's everybody else's fault. Homegirl said that it's a whole bunch of gas stations like this that don't have licenses. And then this crusty motherfucker said, look, you don't know what's going on in that man's life. If y'all don't get y'all purse and get the fuck on, I know something. Y'all gonna get fucked up out here.
The suspect fled in this white Ford Expedition and is considered armed and dangerous. According to Chief White, offenders of homicide for juveniles went up 130% in 2022. It's a problem that's gotten much worse, one that the entire community needs to be aware of and working against.
Mental health is real.
There we go. There it is. There it is right there. Mental health is real. Anybody in the chat want to take a stab at who his getaway driver was? I'll wait because there's a little lag going on here.
DZ,
Yes.
there is no other stat on the planet that has gone up 130%. Like I've been looking, there is like not even carbon emissions. Nothing has gone up 130%. Holy crap.
Everybody in the chat saying I'm mammy, pick Misha mammy. Y'all are close. It was his mother. Hello, y'all. It was his mother that was driving that SUV that took him away from that gas station. Now, mammies will tell you, oh, well, maybe when he came back to the store, she didn't know he did anything. She didn't know he did anything. She wasn't in the store. She was outside. Well, what happened to y'all knowing y'all sons? Y'all vouch for them all the time. You said you can tell when something's wrong with them, so that's not the case now because it doesn't fit your narrative. That was his mother waiting outside for him to come and get in the car. Anybody that just got finished shooting up a place, they're not going to get in there absolutely relaxed. And by the way, like I said, that's your son. So you knew something was up because any other time you're vouching for him. When a camera's in your face, you're saying what your son wouldn't do, what he'd never do. You raised him different. He's not like that. He's a kind, gentle soul and all of this shit here. So after he came from shooting up the place, you didn't know anything was wrong. You didn't say, hey, what the fuck just happened in that store? Number two, why are you driving him around? No, he's not underage, y'all. He was 18 when he did this shit. So I don't know why they brought up that juvenile thing, which is atrocious. It is atrocious. But again, you have to make excuses for him. We heard mental health and now we're hearing about juveniles. Nobody has blamed this man yet. The only thing that they said was we're looking for him. Nobody blamed him. Not the black woman with the braids, not the newscasters, not these dusties that standing in front of the store. Nobody blamed him. And that includes his mother. Right? Kyra, do you got anything?
Well, on the flip side, happy Mother's Day to the divested ladies over here.
Okay.
But, well, the divested mothers over here wouldn't be caught. I shouldn't say they would not be driving the getaway car for their sons.
I wouldn't be driving around my grown-ass son to go pick up anything from a gas station. There's not men in that community. There's nothing but grown-ass toddlers. I wouldn't be taking my son anywhere. If you don't have your own transportation at a certain age or at least have a bus pass, bitch, I'm not getting ready to get up out my bed to take you nowhere or sit on my couch to take you nowhere. I'm not doing any of that. You're grown. If you're not being productive, I'm not helping you with a goddamn thing. And that goes for the biracial zealot junior around this bitch. He's included.
Like you said, like the biracial zealot joint.
Because he included. Everybody can get it. If you're not being productive, I can't help you. Point blank, period. And to be honest with you, if you're a black man, I damn sure can't help you. I don't care if you are being productive. The gynecologist was being productive, wasn't he? Pull up. The gynecologist was being productive, wasn't he? Went to school, right? Set up an office for people to have convenience to go get their pap smears and, get their refills on their birth control and all that shit there. Made a group for kids. And like I said, if you are a black man, I have nothing for you. I don't trust you. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. There's no conversations to be had. There's too many of these stories. These stories get old, they get stale, they get repetitive, and you keep them coming every goddamn day. Every day of the week is some shit. It's always something I forgot to add to the list. I don't even have that Chicago cop that got killed on this list. Forgot all about her because y'all taking black women out so damn fast. You can't include everybody in such a short span. I don't do 11-hour lives. And even if I did, guess what? We still couldn't cover it all because they're committing crimes so fucking fast that there's no way to cover it. Everybody up here been lost their damn voice.
Yeah, that was Ariana Preston won it. I think that was her name. I don't really know a whole lot about her story. I did hear about it. It was like 4 teenagers involved in it. I didn't get all the details though, but I did hear about it. They shot a gun down a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really, really sad.
She was just finishing up her master's and didn't make it to her graduation. She was finishing up her master's. I believe her master's was in some sort of field of law enforcement as well. But she was a up and rising star. She just, was around Dusty's, and it took her the fuck up out of here. I hate that for her. That story was really, really sad. I feel sorry for her mother. I feel sorry for her. You just have to get the fuck away. No matter how accomplished that you are, you're not exempt. You're not going to be respected in that community. Do you think that community respected that she was a cop and that she was trying to help the community and also becoming educated, getting her master's and trying to give back? They didn't care. At the end of the day, she's a black woman. Point blank, period.
DZ, somebody in the chat just said that her mother says that she feels sympathy for her daughter's executioner.
Shut the fuck up. No, you no.
Yes,
no,
ma'am. I just read it. I just read it in the chat.
No, I know. Wait, what the fuck? Are you serious? Are you serious?
I would like to amend my statement because they're not teenagers. We need to stop doing that too because they were old enough to know better. When we say teenager, most of the time people think you're talking about somebody 13, 15, 16. No, two of them were like 19 years old. And
one of them was 16.
Huh?
One of them was 16.
Yeah, just one of them, but the other ones were definitely old enough to know better because one of them was like 18. One was like 18. I know two of them was 19. So I think the 16-year-old was like the youngest one because they take and they abuse that in this community as far as age is concerned. Mind you, girls are never too young for anything. They're always old enough to know what they're doing. But them, it doesn't matter how old they may be, even when they're legally adults, they still get away with bullshit.
Mm-hmm. KLSB, is this your account, dear?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everybody. I'm so disturbed by this live, but we need to hear it. But yes, her mother did say, I'm going to try to quote her, that nobody put life into the cicadas that murdered her daughter. That
not
is
breathing the life.
Yes, she said we put life into her, and she couldn't really talk. She was getting emotional, and then she stopped. She pulled off her glasses and said, "Nobody put life into them." And then I had to stop because I wasn't going to listen to that nonsense anymore.
Okay, well, fuck that bitch too then. How about
exactly.
that part? When
That's
you
why
go
I got
ahead and stab your daughter in the back like that, that's a stab in the back, ladies. If anybody murders me, I don't want y'all having sympathy for the person that murdered me. That's out of code. That's your baby girl. What do you mean? I bet you she wouldn't have said that shit if it was 4 teenage girls that fucked her up. I bet you she wouldn't have said that shit.
And what happened was the juveniles, because they are juveniles, were riding around and they were looking for a quote unquote lick, and she fought back and returned fire. So she got one of the guys and returned fire because they were riding around looking to rob.
Well, that's what black men do. That's all
Yeah.
they. It's like when people say, they were out, they were looking for something to do mischievous, and it's like, okay, so basically they were being black, because it's basically synonymous at this point.
Exactly.
What
I
else
just
do
wanted
black people have going on? Go ahead.
nothing. I just wanted to, chime in on what the chat has said, is that the mom did say that, and it was horrific to say, and I had to stop the live when I watched it because I've been following the story. I just had to click it off because I was really upset after that. So thanks, y'all. Hope you
Well,
guys
like
have
I
a good
said,
one.
you're welcome.
Well,
You too. Like I said, fuck that bitch then too. Because if you're gonna sit up there and coddle the people that took your daughter off this planet, I don't feel sorry for you. I was on some healing vibe shit. Fuck you, bitch. I would never, ever, ever, ever have anything positive to say about somebody that took my daughter off the planet. Man, listen. I saw some of her little TikToks and stuff, and some of her videos. And ladies, from what I can see, she identified with the black community. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. She was one of those hey type women. I ain't gonna call her out her name because she did get taken out and she wasn't doing anything wrong to anybody. But when you identify with that community, ma'am, you're going to get your issue. They're not going to see you any different than any other black woman that walks around that community. The duck lips, the eyelashes, all that shit there. It doesn't matter once you get your master's. You just got your master's. Them people in that community don't see you any different. That's why you have to get up out of that community. Period. There's no way to stay there. Anyway, moving right the fuck along, as per usual. Let's go. They win again.
A Baltimore business owner sharing her near-death experience during a robbery, hoping city leaders hear her story after a 23-year-old was killed in a robbery over the weekend.
The 22-year-old is dead because the city is uncontrollable.
We begin there. That woman tells Fox 45 News, unfortunately, she has a lot of experience with armed robberies.
Alexa Ashwell has the exclusive interview.
The Baltimore Police Department identifying the 23-year-old T-Mobile store employee who was shot and killed in this armed robbery as Fabian Sanchez Gonzalez. This case is especially troubling to a Baltimore business owner who says her shop has been robbed at gunpoint twice in the past 6 months.
In Highlandtown, here on Eastern Avenue, Jody Rossoff sits inside Doc's Smoke Shop.
$19.99, 30 off.
The business she's owned for more than 40 years. Her mind on the...
We get to lose. You're a business owner for 40 years. Black women, you're a business owner for 40 years. And because we're so left-leaning now, she has to close her shop. There's a 22-year-old dead that was just simply trying to provide for himself, working at a T-Mobile store. Everybody that's doing the right thing, going to work, going to school, opening up businesses, minding their business, paying their bills, taking care of their children, y'all are sitting ducks. Y'all are sitting ducks. And like I said, you keep voting against your interest, this is what's going to happen. All the businesses are leaving your area. You need to leave that area if you live in that area, ladies. You need to leave that area. I'm going to tell y'all something. I wasn't going to even go there. I wasn't going to even go there. It's been 3 years since I've been up here, and I'm trying not to cry. Let me get it together. I finally have gotten my first heartbreak of one of my members. She's paralyzed because of not all. I got the news earlier today. Y'all got to stop playing. Okay?
Wow.
She can't feel anything from the neck down because of this nonsense. When I show these news stories, people be looking at the who the victim is. I know, put yourself on mute, Aaliyah. I know a lot of y'all don't care about this white woman's business. I know you don't. And if you feeling angry at this white woman, and you probably need to work some shit out. You do, because it's probably because she's part of the group that is protected and it is preferred and all that shit y'all like to do because it's all about black dick. I have me a Patreon member that can no longer stand. She can't go to the bathroom anymore. She can't hug her baby no more because of this bullshit about going back and forth about what a nigga is. Don't let that be you. I don't know all of you personally. I don't. But I don't want shit like that happening to you. It took 3 years. We already had one that got her fucking femur broke. That was a few months back. And it happened because of the same reason that this newly paralyzed woman, who's only 26 years old, she won't walk into her 30s. You got to stop worrying about who these black men are fucking, how they feel, how the cops treat them, what folks think about you, and all that shit there, because you could be next. You could have it to where you have to have a catheter. You have to have a wheelchair. You have to have a goddamn caregiver for the rest of your life. Okay? Sometimes y'all look in the background and be old, and we don't care about that white woman's business. Oh, she's mixed. We don't care about that. Baby, the same thing is happening to you. I'm talking about the crime itself. Y'all gonna stop playing with me, and y'all gonna stop playing in each other's faces like this. I don't care what black men want. I don't. And the fact that you're still worried about who they sticking a nasty ass dick in, shame on you. You need some goddamn help. You need a therapist. When you see somebody that's mixed or Latina or whatever, and you don't feel anything because something happened, I'm not asking you to feel sorry for her. I'm asking you to know that that shit can happen to you.
The 23-year-old T-Mobile employee, Fabian Sanchez Gonzalez, who police say has now died after he was shot by an armed robber inside the cell phone store in Canton this past Sunday.
2500 Boston, T-Mobile, male shot inside of location.
A situation she found herself in just weeks ago.
I can't handle that. I'm sad for him. I'm sad for his family. The PTSD that it's bringing back to me. I can't. It's crazy.
Back in March, Rossoff's shop was robbed at gunpoint. It was the second time in 6 months. This time, the owner finding herself in a fight for her life, and it was all captured on surveillance.
My heart is beating just thinking of it.
Rossoff says a man walked into the store posing as a customer when suddenly he pulled out a gun and demanded cash and merchandise.
About 5 minutes into the conversation, he pulls out a gun and he says, "I'll take everything." I open the register.
Isn't that what Jordan said? Didn't he say he'll hurt everybody on that train? And you got black ass bitches out here taking up for him. This is disgusting, y'all. Imagine owning a business for 40 years and you got to shut down because the cops ain't there no more. They're done. There's nothing that they can do. We got a man that's fixing to stand trial for helping. Nobody wants to stand trial. That shit is stressful, to think that you'll never see your loved ones again because you was trying to help. I can't. Let's finish this up.
I pressed the hold up alarm. I went behind the counter, but I wasn't going to bend down with a man with a gun, So I said to him, "If you want it, you take it." He came after me and we got into a scuffle. I go back to the counter here, grab my gun, turned around, he turned around, started to come at me, and I shot him.
Police arrested the suspect and later identified him as Jerome Owens, a convicted felon with a criminal history that spans more than 25 years, with previous arrests for robbery, theft, burglary, and drug distribution. Rossoff, frustrated by the level of crime in Baltimore, but also the handling of criminals.
This is our second armed robbery in 6 months. We have been here in the city for 44 years. For 44 years, we have paid property taxes. We have paid retail sales taxes. We have employed people. Shame on the mayor. Shame on, the judges and the prosecutors and our former state's attorney for letting this happen to.
Right there. She said a mouthful right there. Shame on all these people that's letting this happen. So now you get to get a taxpayer that's leaving, a business that's shutting down, and in replace of that, you get to get a 25-year long criminal who has more rights than the 40-year business owner in that community. And y'all are clapping for this shit all because you non-binary. Really? Is this how we doing this? Okay. So let me move this from up here. If y'all like it, I motherfucking love it. Keep it up. And like I said, it's not up to me to feel sorry for you when something happens because you keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over. The pro-black bitches over there on the other side having 11-hour lives about how oppressed black males are to this day. This just happened, what, Aaliyah, yesterday?
I have no idea. I know it was that yesterday, day before yesterday. I have no idea. It's just so much going on, and it's just so little time to cover everything that we need to talk about during these live streams. So it's a whole lot that you don't get to. So I mean, are you about to wrap it up? Because I was just about to talk about the congenital syphilis story.
Do your thing, shit. Do your thing. I'm here because I got one more thing I want to go over too.
Okay, because see, we saw this other story the other day where Texas is now, congenital syphilis is now getting out of control in Texas. So it's basically making its way through the entire Southeast region at this point. Because I talked about it when it was the issue in Georgia, and then we saw it was an issue in Tennessee, and now it's an issue in Texas. And see, like I keep saying, Black women keep trying to operate under delusion and denial. And those two things are going to be our downfall, whether you believe that or not. When you got this much evidence in your face, at some point you got to stop and think about what's going on, and then think about how much truth it is to this shit. Nobody's up here. We don't have to do this. We don't have to play games. We don't have to get up here and lie. We don't have to get up here to try to tell you that tell you how to feel or whatever. But this is what's going on. We're giving it to you real. And we talked about congenital syphilis a few times on this channel. So, just let me tell you some things about syphilis in general that you cannot Google, because I saw several comments under this video about them going in on the doctor specifically, as well as the medical system. And I'm sick of people who do nothing but complain about everything. So here's the deal. There's a reason that syphilis has always been known as the great imitator. So if your doctor is not looking for it, and most won't because they typically don't train in infectious disease, then they most likely won't find it. You have to go to a sexual health clinic within your local health department, or you have to ask your doctor to run these tests. And you better believe that your doctor will most likely have to call somebody like me after you've been diagnosed incorrectly several times. Because again, syphilis is known as the great imitator because it mimics so many other conditions, including your STIs and STDs, and as well as other non-venereal diseases. It frequently mimics herpes and HPV. And if you're in sub-Saharan Africa, Asian, or Latin America, they're going to think it's chancroid, penta, or yaws. I mean, in fact, one of the only ways we can tell the difference in syphilis lesions and herpes is that herpes is extremely painful, whereas syphilis lesions are painless, which makes it even more scary, because if there are lesions present in your vagina or your asshole and you can't see them, feel them, or you don't know that they're there, and somebody runs up inside you, that's your ass literally. But the kicker is that chancroid lesions are just as painful as syphilis lesions. And the only way we can tell those apart is that chancroid lesions constantly bleed, although this is not endemic to the US. Then again, neither was monkeypox and HIV at one point, for that matter. On top of that, those body rashes that come from syphilis, they can also look like everything from eczema to psoriasis to rosacea. So most doctors automatically think your hair loss, things like that, is alopecia. It can mimic several dermatological conditions. So those are scary facts when you really think about it. So I said all this to say this. If you think you can do a better job at diagnosing this shit, then please come show us how it's done, and then walk us through how you came to that conclusion, oh wise ones. Also, when I say stop fucking so much, I am well within my right to say that. And if you have a problem with me saying that, I would like to invite you to kiss the blackest parts of my ass, because I've seen people complaining about that, talking about what we're doing is, we're trying to shame Black women. If you haven't had to sit through half the shit that I have to see the consequences of everybody living their best lives, then please shut the fuck up, because everything is all fun and games until somebody starts breaking out, burning, or itching. Then everything is not so funny anymore. And when you think about it, it's, you have an unborn baby who has absolutely no say in what you do. And then you tell me how life is supposed to be fair again, because at best your child will be born blind or have a deformity that could have been avoided, or at worst your baby will be born stillborn.
Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here real quick. Listen, if you still doing all that fucking with these niggas and all that shit, I hope you get it at this point, because you already know what the deal is. You know what the tea is. You know you should be taking your ass to the hospital, not the hospital. Please don't go to the hospital with this bullshit. Take your ass to your primary care doctor. They know all this shit. And here's the deal. I don't care, Aaliyah, how they feel about what you say. I did, because the ones that's going back and forth and saying all this stupid shit, they are the ones that don't. They're the ones that's going to continue to fuck them anyway.
No,
okay?
see, I want them to think about that and then tell us why we're the embarrassment, because we choose to do what we hold up. It's not about what they think.
It is what they think. Because if they down there writing that shit and saying that shit, and this is why you're saying this to them, then it's about what they think. So they can go catch this shit and they can drop dead for all I give a fuck, especially if they going back and forth. Fuck that
But
shit.
this is why I say they need to grow the fuck up and do it quickly. And see, because the thing is, we've already talked about this. The bacteria is building up the resistance at this point, and that includes all the STDs. So you won't have any medications to cure them in a minute. And you want to know why? These hard ass heads. Because people tell you to stop busting it wide open and you say, fuck that, I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. You are down to your cephalosporins, your last drug class in gonorrhea. So you won't be able to cure that in a minute, which is way more aggressive than people think that it is. That shit gives your baby eye infections that could turn around and eventually burn your baby's corneas, causing irreversible blindness also. But I suspect that's going to be our fault too. And that's another issue that I have. Anytime these medical issues come up in this country, it's always the doctors, nurses, the medical system's fault. It's not that much fucking in the world to me. But hey, you ain't got to listen to me. Don't listen to my country ass. I'm way too country. I'm way too ghetto. And I'm way too black. But so I guess we'll just see what we'll see, won't we? Since everybody knows everything. But it's time to get serious and grow the fuck up is what I'm saying. This shit is spreading throughout the whole entire Southeast region. It's not cute. And as a black woman, you may not be embarrassed, but I am embarrassed. You think I like getting up here having to say this, knowing that this shit is going around our fucking community? I'm a black woman also. Do you think I need people side-eyeing me and I got to get up here and say this shit constantly? I don't say this because I want to make myself sound so much smarter than everybody else. I say this to bring awareness to a serious fucking problem.
Well,
that's what it is.
Go ahead, and I can just tell you this. Whenever your funeral occurs, Publix supermarket has the best fried chicken, bitch. So for your repast, I'm going to tell you to go ahead and get Publix fried chicken. Call ahead. They make the shit. It's fucking wonderful. You can go ahead, since you bitches don't know how to cook no goddamn more, go ahead and get some canned collard greens, right? By the way, Publix makes the best cakes too, by the way. I just wanted to put that out there. That's for your repast. Since you don't want to give a fuck about what's going on with your twat, with your Star Crunch and all that shit, the Southeast region, that's why I went on ahead and put it out there, because Publix is in the Southeast region and they got the best goddamn food. So go ahead, keep busting it wide open, live your best life, have your blind ass bastards, and carry on. And then you can call me country, you can call Aaliyah country, you can call Snapple Scrapple, you can call Aaliyah Kaya and all this other shit. And then we'll just look at you, eat your chicken, and then your baby can't look back at you. How about that part? Right? Check it out. Before I get from up here, speaking of the diseases, this is y'all's community. Keep doing it.
Jeff, I hope you slept well. How you bring a bitch to my house How do you bring a bitch to the house that I own that you just fucked me on that mattress yesterday? How did you bring a woman to my house? Ma'am, I don't have nothing against you, but I'm gonna need you to get out of my house right now. And I'm not even being disrespectful or nothing like that, but this is the house that I pay for, that I own. And you just fucked me yesterday on this same mattress, bro. How you fucking a bitch on a mattress? A mattress stuff.
Intuition never lies.
You call me.
I feel like someone right. I know it.
Yeah, this is my house. I own. I'm sorry, this is my Airbnb. Actually,
it seemed like it was.
Yes, ladies, he wasn't studying her ass because he knows that she's going to take him back. This is how these diseases get spread. You love the black man so much that you're willing to share him. Homegirl that was getting up off that dusty ass mattress went ahead and finished her text. Then she got on her knees and she stretched and got comfortable because this is something that is very, very common in your community. She was not studying that bullshit. She wasn't even surprised. And I don't know if that nigga was pump faking or whatever, but he slept right through that nonsense. See, he ain't studying you. And at this point, neither am I. Keep it up.
That's why I was laughing. I was like, did he drift back off to sleep on her ass while she was talking?
I heard him snoring, to be honest with you, unless he was faking. I heard a snore. Yeah, it is what it is. Happy Mother's Day weekend, ladies. I will not be around on Sunday, but I am going to Discord now, right? We're going to get it in there, and then we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. Because guess what? I don't walk into my Airbnb and find my husband on a fucking dirty mattress with another fucking bitch. I just don't. That ain't my life. And it doesn't have to be your life. Have a great weekend. Love you to pieces. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Happy Mother's Day, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.